This is the 20.
Alright, we got this was a generational mistakes.
24 Dallas Mavericks,
mistake.
a team that accomplished what many teams could only hope for. They made it to the NBA Finals. Now, if ever in this position, most organizations will just run it back the next season. Keep the same core group of players, possibly make a few tweaks here and there, but when it's proven to work, the last thing you want is big, drastic changes. But not the Dallas Mavericks, because out of every big, drastic change you could possibly conjure up, they've gone through every single one of them. Out of the 14 players on this championship caliber team you see here, only 2 of them are currently active on their roster as we speak. The Mavericks had a winning formula, but decided it wasn't enough. It is a mess around and find out of biblical proportions.
Bro.
A trade that initially felt like the most shocking and
This should feel like a video game, bro.
in NBA history has somehow turned out to be a whole lot worse.
Movie or something. Niggas protesting outside because of the trade is crazy. Damn. I hope Kyrie recover good, bro.
Today's video is
He didn't
sponsored by
deserve that
SeatGeek.
shit.
Whether you're looking for concert tickets or the best seats at the game, SeatGeek has
Damn,
it all.
how long is
The
you
#1
ads,
rated
nigga?
ticketing app with over
Damn.
28 million downloads on minutes. This is the total amount of time Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving played on the floor together this season. It was a marvelous
Nah, that's not
25
funny, that's
minutes
not funny.
and a glimpse at just how good Dallas could be in the post-Luka era. What would ensue over the next month is a series of events that would make even the most rational,
They're not even making the
sports
playoffs.
fans believe in curse.
What the fuck? Yo, I swear to God, I was like, what is that noise, bro? What the fuck, my nigga, bro?
5 weeks ago, when the Mavericks traded away Luka Doncic, the general consensus was that Dallas was
Bro, I
trading away
thought
their
it was
future
tripping,
to
bro.
win now. How in a matter of 5 weeks,
Since
they've
when Jimmy
sacrificed
Iroda
both
putting
is a
song in
tale
his
that will be
videos, bro.
told for generations. Since trading away their golden ticket, Dallas has lost Anthony Davis for the rest of the season to a thigh injury. They lost Daniel Gafford to an MCL. Lost Anthony Davis
That
for the
picture
rest of the
doing AD dirty, bro. God damn, bro.
season to a thigh
Them lips
injury.
is twice
They
as
lost
big as
Daniel
mine, my
Gafford to an
nigga.
MCL sprain.
Nigga looking
In a
like a arse
3-day
over there.
span, they lost PJ Washington and Jaden Hardy to ankle injuries, Dante Exum to a foot injury, and Kyrie Irving out for the rest of the season after tearing an ACL.
Damn.
70% of their rotation gone. And no generational super megastar to carry the load in the meantime. Under any other circumstance, a wave of injuries like this would be unbelievably bad luck. And that's really what it is, just sheer bad luck. But it sure doesn't feel like it. Now, I'm not a superstitious person. Everything that happens can be attributed to some rhyme and reason, some cause and effect. But when you throw your franchise player out of the building and call him a fat, lazy heathen before slamming
that's
the door in
crazy,
his
bro.
face, bad luck is gonna look a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
more
karma,
like
my
retribution.
nigga.
And it is so much worse than we could have
Meanwhile,
imagined.
Luka gonna make the playoffs. He saved the Lakers. He's gonna save the Lakers. They gonna go. They can't go to the finals. They're gonna lose to the Celtics regardless. I'm just keeping the Bucks. Nobody beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. But he might go to the finals again. Oh, I'll list the conference finals because they have a good team. Hopefully LeBron recover really good and come back as strong as he was playing before. And they might do some good shit, but Mavericks are not even making the playoffs so far. They're thinking about what they're gonna do this summer, and the fucking GM, I don't even know what that nigga name is. This nigga's probably not even gonna go outside because he's probably thinking he's gonna get assassinated or something. That nigga's probably scared in his boots right now.
Last season, the Mavericks roster played a total of 18,134 minutes on the court. That's the combined minutes of every player on their roster throughout the regular season.
Nigga, if I was them,
As
bro,
of
I
this
probably
week,
wouldn't even go outside
only
after this, bro.
10%
Like, just
of
for my
those
safety,
minutes
bro, I ain't gonna
are
lie.
on their active roster. 10%. That means 90% of all minutes from last season are not currently active or playing for the Dallas Mavericks. And many of these players will continue to be out for considerable time, if not the rest of the season. The returning 10% of playing time comes from their backup center, the 8th man, and a man that's been on a 2-way contract for the last 2 seasons. If you have a Mavericks fan in your life, check on them. See how they're doing.
Yo.
Because what has happened to them and their team is criminal. The only consolation to the Luka trade was that at least for the near future, the Mavericks would be in title contention with Kyrie and Davis. That they would be winning games while the Lakers were prepping Luka to take the torch from LeBron before he retires. This couldn't be further from reality. From the start of the season to the infamous trade, the Lakers and Mavericks were just a 1.5 apart in net rating. Even without Luka in their lineup for over a month, Dallas was playing better than LA. But since Luka's first game with the Lakers, LA has the 7th best net rating in the NBA of plus 6.4. And the Mavericks have a net rating of negative 8.2.
Dumbass, bro.
The
This,
third
bro.
worst in the entire league. The Lakers look like legitimate contenders right now, winning
Facts.
12 of their last 15 games. The Mavericks can hardly field a full roster at the moment. Since Luka's debut in LA, the Lakers are a plus 117 in point differential. In that same time, the Mavericks are a negative 125. Not only did
I don't know what they were thinking, because Luka is literally like Jokic, bro. Luka is the team, bro. He's making everything, you know what I'm saying? He's not as impactful as Jokic, but still, it was really important, bro. It's like trading Curry for no reason and be surprised the team not the same anymore. You feel me? It's like the same thing with Giannis, same thing with Tatum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that should make no sense, bro. I don't know what the fuck they were expecting.
Dallas mortgaged their future.
Like,
they
AD is
inadvertently
nice, but he's not
sacrificed the
a, you know what I'm
present.
saying? He's not
And
a
to
leader,
literally
bro.
add insult to injury, the Mavericks front office and ownership has taken zero accountability for the shoddy decisions they've made throughout all of this. In fact, they've doubled down, insisting Luka was not fit to be the future of their franchise. But the real kicker to all of this
Man,
is that
I
in
want
the
Luka
one
to
game
win
that
the
we
ring
saw
now,
how
like,
this team
for
was
real.
intended to look.
I ain't gonna
They
lie,
played
bro.
great. Even after Anthony Davis went down,
If by any chance Celtics do not go to the finals, I want the Lakers to win the fucking championship, bro.
Kyrie Irving stepped up and played some of the best basketball of his entire career, averaging 31 and 6 a game and carrying the offensive load for Dallas. But to pull this off, the Mavs had to play Kyrie far more than he ever has. Over the last month and a half, Kyrie played the most minutes per game of any player in the entire league. Not
Damn.
out of desire, but out of necessity. The Mavs needed him to play as much as possible in the absence of Luka and then AD. Over that same time span, in the 5 games Kyrie didn't play and in the one he left early due to injury, the Mavericks went 1-5 and lost by an average margin of more than 20 points.
Damn.
It's impossible to know if Kyrie's injury was exacerbated by the excess minutes he was spending on the court. But playing an aging 33-year-old injury-prone point guard more minutes than he's ever played before feels like a catalyst. Losing AD in his first game with the team felt like the worst case scenario. And then Dallas lost half of their roster, and then they lost the player who was single-handedly keeping them afloat. Which brings us here. And with a Dallas Mavericks team that doesn't share an ounce of DNA.
Now you guys gotta rely on Klay Thompson, bro. Hey man, Klay Thompson literally got traded to the Mavericks because he thought he was gonna win the championship, maybe another one. I mean, that was not a bad choice. He had Luka and Kyrie Irving on the side, and now that shit is scrambled. But this nigga, I don't even know what Klay Thompson feel right now, bro. Like, I can't even imagine, bro. He's gotta be like furious, bro. Oh my gosh. You literally left the Golden State Warriors just for this, bro?
with
That's
the
probably
team
what
that
he's
made it
thinking
to the
right now.
finals just last season. Now, you hate to see any
Shit,
player get
Klay,
injured,
go back to the
regardless of
Warriors, bro.
circumstance. The health
Just
of
go
the
back to
players
the Warriors.
takes
They're gonna
precedence over
accept you, bro.
everything else
Your
that's going
family.
on. But the Mavericks specifically cited Luka's health as a major concern and one of the main reasons why they didn't see a future with him. The fact that directly following these statements, the Mavericks have been hit with one of the worst injury plagues we've seen in recent history, while Luka is absolutely obliterating every team he faces on 2 healthy legs, is a level of irony that is almost too strange
Yeah,
to
that's
even
funny.
believe.
That's just so
As
funny,
if the
bro.
basketball gods are punishing.
But I'm sure there's something that happened. Like, there's no way they did that to Luka. Something happened. I think Luka smashed somebody's wife or something, bro. He probably did some wild shit for this to happen, bro. Because it make no sense. That's the only explanation I can think of. This nigga probably won 5 rounds with somebody's wife, and like, shit. Hey man.
Them for the
It gotta
rash
be, bro,
embrace
because it
and
make no
treatment
sense.
of their former star. A curse. When in reality, this is the result of trading away your best player, swapping him for a player who is often injured, working your remaining best player into the ground, and stumbling into a stretch of bad luck with absolutely no recourse.
That's karma.
Right now, the outcry from Mavericks fans is enough to make anyone want to go and protest with them. You know it's bad when Wizards fans are offering you their condolences. To no fault of their own and against their wishes, in mere months, they went from cheering on Luka and Kyrie in the NBA Finals to watching their team dissipate and be reduced to rubble. And yet, despite their disappointment for how all of this has unfolded, Maverick fans are still as steady and passionate as ever, sticking by a franchise that has completely undermined them.
You guys are cooked. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Maybe next season,
the
bro.
Mavericks offered their fans a token of appreciation, a gift to alleviate the recent betrayal they were put through by raising ticket prices 8%. Truly a masterclass of basketball mismanagement spearheaded by the worst trade in modern sports history.
Hey, yo, shout out to the Mavericks fan, bro. Hey, man.